Do you have a book idea that you're struggling with? Perhaps you don't know the best way to go about it. Or perhaps you have some nice things on a blog site or YouTube channel that you like to turn into a book. I'd like to share with you the story behind the writing of my first book, and I believe it will be of value to you. Plus, there's a tie-in to what I'm purposing to do with the second book, and you'll have to wait for the rest of the video to find that one out. Hello, my name is Barry. I'd like to welcome you to Christianity Explained. Maybe I should start calling this a podcast. It tends to be a lot longer than the normal video. My goal is, nevertheless, to share biblical principles and ideas that will help you with your walk with Christ Jesus. And I hope this will be entertaining and of value to you as I share these things. Now, let's get on with the topic. I'm sure you noticed the thumbnail that you clicked on. When I first wrote my book, it didn't just magically appear in my head. No. Some of the chapters originally were articles found on my old blog site, Inspiration Point, and such as a chapter called The Builder. It was actually a vision the Lord showed me, and I turned it into an article for my old blog site. I did the same thing with a few other articles that you may or may not have read, like The Summer of Hell, which I'll let you read to find out what that's about. Now, at the time, I did not originally say to myself, gee, these would make great chapters in a book. I was just writing articles, so on. At one point, somebody had a beautiful vision of me. Apparently, she thought I was going to be on the back cover of a book. She didn't know I was actually going to be on the front cover, and it does happen. Oh. Now, let's get to the fun part. I have these articles that I've written, and one day the Lord put in my heart to say, Barry, time for you to share your pain, to share the things that you've gone through so as to help others. That was the whole point of what I wrote. You're Not a Lesser Human, actually a somewhat different title, and an anthology of overcoming. Those couple of chapters were kind of like a memoir or a snapshot of some things that happened in my life that actually proved very helpful. Now, if you took the time to watch some of the more expert type, they'll tell you a short article does not make for a chapter. I chose and I decided to be obedient to what I felt like God was saying. Now was the time, and I did. I selected certain articles that I felt would be impactful and helpful. I wish I had started out originally thinking book to blog, because that's blog or book strategy at the start, but I didn't. So mine was a little more haphazard. I'm going to get to the more correct strategy a little later, because that's going to relate to the second book. Yes, that is a tease. But because I did this in a haphazard, I had to take the chapters and flesh it out to where it was more of a chapter. I had a friend of mine, Barbara Whalen, who did a beautiful job editing. And I'll tell you, it was a lot of challenging, and it took time to write. Doesn't matter. It didn't help that I had a whole bunch of other stuff going on, but it happened. And I'll tell you, the idea was great. The book sold nicely in the localized area. I wasn't, because I was self-published, I didn't have a big marketing team or budget or anything to really promote it. You can still get the book if you follow the link in the description, or you can go to my blog site. In fact, that brings up the next part segment of this video. You notice that it says book to blog post in the thumbnail. Yeah, I hope so. Here's where that comes in. So the book didn't do so great sales-wise. I felt a little discouraged. And yeah, if you're a first-time writer, it's going to happen. The first book typically are not going to do so great. It's the later one that hopefully do. And I learned some lessons. And I'll point to that a little later. Yeah, another tease. I was at a writing conference and somebody gave me a prophetic word, something about putting the book out, and it was the first one really, out, and little birds, that people would take pieces or whatever. I'm not giving you an exact quote because I'm going off the top of my head. It stirred up something. Later, I found out an idea came to mind. Barry, share individual chapters like they were blog posts on your current blog site, Christianity Explained. If you go to my blog site right now, you'll see articles that said Chapter 1, title name. Chapter 2, Summer of Hell. They are the actual stories in the book. So yeah, you're going to read a few 3,000 word chapters on there. There's 2 chapters that are actually 1,500 words. I didn't include the one chapter that was collecting a poem, because but I did tell people where to find it. I'll tell you, it really is interesting seeing. And I'm trusting that people will find these chapters that I put out on there for free. Because one of the things I noticed with an anthology, not everyone's going to read every single chapter. No problem. They're going to take the part that's of value to them. And that's fine. That's one of the advantages of a blog site. And I'm going to tell you, even though I was doing something in an odd fashion, this should pay off because I needed something that I didn't have at the beginning. It's called growing your audience. And people love to read personal stories. They love reading overcoming, but especially as it relates to them and their own needs, that they see, wow, I see a little bit of myself. And that's what I try to do. I would suggest, if you're going to do this and you're starting from scratch and saying, oh, I like to do a blog post to blog a book, here's what I'm going to try and do with the second book. And yes, I said I was working on the second book, and I'm trusting that this will help me get that jump started. First, it would help to remember that what if it's 1,500 words or 3,000, people like to have spaces between the paragraphs, especially short paragraphs, because it's a pain in the butt. I'm nearsighted, and it's a pain in the butt to read long blog posts without the spaces. And I have other people say the same thing. So that would be my first tip for you. It's not something I thought to do with the 7 chapters I posted. But the plan will be for the new ones, for the second book. 1, 2, be aware. People are going to have different views, and the visibility would improve the chances of people actually buying. Now, here's the nice thing, in case you're wondering, like, gee, they'll just come to my book and read it for free, not pay for it. Well, that is possible. However, I have a question. How many people do you know want to sit there and read a 3,000-word chapter? Never mind the whole book. After a bit or two, they may decide, you know what, let me just buy the book. Then I can read a little more at my leisure and not sit in front of a freaking computer all day. or even worse. Yeah, wish I brought my phone in here instead of charging it. Then I'd be waving the phone and saying, instead of that little smart device. No. See, that's the beauty. You may be serving more than one audience, because not everybody, believe it or not, people still read books, but they may well prefer reading on the computer for whatever reason. Especially if they can translate it to their language. Great. So you're serving a lot more people that way. Does this kind of strategy work for all kinds? I don't know. I'm not Chandler Bolt or any of those guys who are more knowledgeable than I am. I just know based on what I see in my own experience. And that's the only thing I really can talk about. It also helped to know why you're writing. In my case, I was writing to help others. That is true. But at the same time, I wanted a measure of success that says, wow. And seeing, that's why I got a little frustrated when I heard the story of somebody say, oh, wow, your book was so great. I shared it with 20 other people in my church. My entire church read your book for free. Hey, I'm thrilled that people will help, but oh my God, I don't know how many people that was. Whether just a small 10 people church or 50, oh my God, please, no, not one, not the 1,500 members. Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. But you see, that's the problem. We have to remember that writers, YouTubers, bloggers, all them, we are trying to take our profession seriously, and we're hoping to earn some kind of income, some strategy. That's part of the reason why we get into things like blogging a book. In fact, this could actually help you if you have a YouTube channel, because I know Sean Cannell of Think Media had suggested, write an ebook, put a link to it in the description of your YouTube video. And yes, there is a link to my book that you can buy on Amazon in the description. And I don't have to post it because it's already there. I said my first book because I didn't want to deal with YouTube. Funny, funky views. Oh, gosh. But yes, it is possible. How successful? I don't know. A lot of it depends on the audience that you're reaching. It depends on the ability to get it marketed and sell, with help of other people, with help by sharing. And it really depends on the topic. Okay, that's kind of important. That's why I tend not to trust people who tell me, you can earn a 6-figure income. I'm sure it's possible, but What might the topic be before you try selling me on that one? Yeah. I know God can do amazing things, but really, let's not peddle greed, really, but be the actual truth. Hey, I do want to encourage you, but I do like to temper things with some real fact because I didn't see all that. But then again, this video may be of value and help to so many. Who knows? I will trust the Lord and I will trust that you find it of value and it will help if you did hit the like button. That's what tells me, oh, I must be doing something right here. Yeah. All right. I don't want to go off onto other topics. I wanted to stay focused on the topic of blog post to book to blog post. And I invite you to go to ChristianityExplained.blog and read the chapters I already got posted. After this video, I got 6 of the chapters already there. The last one is tomorrow morning early, and I'll put a link in the menu to the books. And I'll work on uploading the partially written second book chapter and see how that goes. All right, I want to thank you for your time. Hope you have a blessed day and see you when I see ya.